Hi everyone, welcome to another dose of the show. Welcome to Sabrina Sumbry Show. I'm Sabrina Sumbry. Today's show is about a guest who is smart, strong, beautiful, and wise. In spite of that, she shares a different perspective with her. Okay, this show is labeled Things Are Not Always What They Seem. Take a look at this. Phoenix City, Russell County, Lee County. Please meet my guest today, Oppici Grillo. Oppici, welcome to the show and thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Sabrina.
I am so excited to talk about your story. Can we just jump right in and get to it?
Yes.
These specs on. So how would you, first of all, describe your childhood?
It was a very great childhood. I was
Okay.
very blessed. I grew up in a two-parent household, and I have a little sister.
Okay, that's good. Did you establish friendships quite easily?
Yes, I did.
Girls and guys?
Yes.
Did you have a good sense of judgment, of character?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any hobbies, talents, sports, or activities you participated or were interested in?
Well, I lived on the outskirts of Columbus, and at that time, nothing was out there, so I just kept to myself and stayed at home a lot. Had no friends near me. We were on a couple acres of land.
Okay, but you had your sister, didn't you?
But she's 6 years younger, so.
Really? So what did you possibly do for entertainment as a
Watch
little girl?
TV.
Okay, so that's okay. I'm sure you learned a lot from television.
Yes.
Okay, did you have a large or small circle of friends?
I have a small circle.
Uh-huh.
I've always had small circles, but I have a lot of acquaintances. I have 3 close people that I can call my friends, and one of them I've been friends with over 20 years.
Okay, you are not hard to miss. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
I want to know, did you discover boys or did they discover you first?
They discovered me. I was in a shell for a long time.
Okay, okay. Well, who did you share like your innermost thoughts with?
My best friend.
Really? Yes. Could you date as a teenager?
Yes, I could.
Can you describe your first date? Do you remember?
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
Okay, let me ask you this then. What are you initially attracted to about a guy?
Of course, it has to be a physical attraction there first, and then when I get to know them, spontaneous, adventurous, because I like to just get up and go.
Okay, can you share any interesting encounters? Did you meet any special people, professional people, anything like that in your dating life?
I lived in Atlanta, so I've met a lot of different people.
Really? Any people we may know? Famous people?
No, because I didn't know them until I walked away, and my friends would be like, "Girl, do you know who that was? It was some rappers back in the day," and I was like, "Oh no." And then I'm not a sports person, so I did not know any of the sports.
Were they ever intimidated by your good looks? You're beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to just jump out here for a second. You are when I went to college in Washington, D.C., they would tell me that girls like you who are pretty much typically beautiful according to America's standards, you know, light skin, straight hair, that sort of thing. They would say those sort of girls had it pretty easy in life. What do you think? Did you have life pretty easy, being beautiful?
I don't think I did.
Really?
I feel like I had an average life.
Wow. As far as you know.
Right.
Because
but on the outside looking in, I'm pretty sure people probably think I had it better. But to me, it was average.
Okay. It's your life. When did you meet the man of your dreams?
I'm still waiting on him.
Really?
That's why it's called a dream.
Okay. You did get married?
Yes, I did.
But was he the man of your dream?
No, he wasn't.
So
at the time, I thought he was, but you don't get to know somebody until you live with them, and then after you marry them, it changes.
Okay. What drew you to him, though?
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
He was very spontaneous. When I met him, the first thing he said is, I would be his wife. And I thought that was crazy because I was like, whatever. And
you know what? They usually say men know, but did you know?
They say men know. No, I did not. Because when I first saw him, I was like, he's not my type.
So how long did you date him before you decided he is your type?
About 6 months. We did date about 6 months before I would actually say that's my boyfriend.
Okay. Did he kind of grow on you?
Yes, that's what it was.
Really?
He had to grow on me.
Okay, let me ask you that. In dating him, did you meet his family and friends?
Yes, I did.
And how did they receive you?
Me and his mom had a great relationship.
Really?
Yes.
Did he meet your family and friends?
Yes.
And what did they think about him?
It was not the same.
Really?
Yes.
So what did they say about him? Did they tell you, did they express to you what they thought, what their thoughts were of him?
No, they didn't until they saw we were getting serious, and then they shared with me they felt that he was not the one for me.
Really? But were there any red flags for you?
Now that I look back on it, there was, but at the time I was so in love and I didn't see anything wrong.
Okay. People marry, of course, for different reasons. What were your reasons? After he flattered you, what were your reasons for saying yes?
I loved him.
Really?
Yes, I did love him. I mean, we dated. It had to be about 18 months before we got married.
Did you believe he was your soulmate, though?
Yes, that's why I married him.
Really? Okay. Were you in a state of blissfulness? You know how women are when they're about to get married. Did you experience that whole...
Yes, I did. I had a bachelorette party, the bridal showers. And even though my family didn't take to him too well, they were very supportive of me.
Okay.
And they attended everything.
So did you have your dream wedding?
No, that was the red flag there.
Really?
I got married in Las Vegas on Halloween.
So
that should have been the red flag.
How did that come about? On Halloween?
On Halloween.
Was that your idea?
It was both of our ideas.
Because you know what I think about this, we're going to also take a turn here. One of your career choices, you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell them what was one of your career choices that you had in life?
I went to school for mortuary science, and that is how I met Sabrina.
Absolutely. And I found that amazing because I think you asked me if I were interested in anything like that because we had a family business in funeral home and mortuary. And my father sort of sheltered me from that sort of thing. He kept me, on the outskirts. You don't come in, you don't look at this. He didn't want me to go in that direction. So for you to be drawn to that, I was amazed. I was just simply amazed. What attracted you to that? We're going to just turn the curves here for a second to being in funeral business.
I was curious. I was always curious about death.
Really?
And then I would go to a funeral home and ask a million questions. And my mom said when I was a little girl, I asked the most questions when somebody passed away.
So it was not intimidating to do that?
No, not for me. And then I remember being in high school for career day and everybody wanted to go be a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, and I wanted to be a funeral director.
Amazing. You're the first I've met, female. And beautiful on top of that.
Thank you.
Seems like a conflict. But we're going to get back to your story. Marrying on Halloween, your idea or his?
It was mutual.
Really? So how do you dress and prepare for a Halloween wedding?
You wear black.
Okay. Was that your attire, really?
Yes.
You had black dress on, black pants?
It was black and white, and I think my bouquet was orange, yes.
How did he feel about getting married on Halloween?
Oh, he loved it. He was happy to get married.
In Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas.
Wonderful. So if it wasn't your dream wedding, what was it?
Well, he knew my family did not take to him too well, and it wouldn't be a big, elaborate wedding. And it was just cost efficient to go to Vegas, have fun.
Amazing. Okay. Were your feelings really real and sincere for this man?
Yes.
And his, you think, for you?
No.
You don't think he was sincere?
I think it was more personal gain.
Personal gain?
Yes.
What was he gaining other than your beauty?
Time to settle down. He was, when I turned 30, he's older than me. So when I turned 35, I wanted to get married. Then he wanted a kid.
And you were accommodating.
Right. But I did not find all this out till after the fact. At the time, I thought we were both in love. And
How long did you discover there was another side to the man you married?
Within the next year.
It took a year.
After the marriage. After the blissfulness wore away and the newlyweds, it took a turn for the worse.
So the real person showed up.
Yes.
And who was the real person? What did you see? What did you experience? What kind of changes did you experience?
Ooh, a lot of the respect. The respect was gone.
Really?
Yes.
No respect?
No respect. Everything became 50-50. It was just...
What was it before it was 50-50?
Oh, we would go out. He would pick, he was a gentleman.
He spoiled you.
Yes, he spoiled me. And that's what they say, what you do to get a person, you got to do to keep them. But it wasn't materialistic. I'm not a materialistic person. It was the time. We did everything together.
Okay.
He was like, we go together. Since we go together, we go everywhere together.
Right.
I mean, we would go to Walmart together, but then...
That's your husband, yes.
Right. Then it was, why do I have to go to Walmart with you? Why do we have to do everything together? I mean,
what
the
happened?
time.
What do you think happened to him? What happened, do you think?
Well, he had a traumatic experience. His mom passed away. And
Was
then,
it during your marriage?
Yes.
Okay.
And then that's when everything went downhill.
Wow. So he changed emotionally?
Yes, emotionally.
So how did that affect your marriage? Did it
A lot of
affect you?
verbal abuse.
A lot of abuse?
Yes,
Was
verbal.
Verbal abuse.
Yes.
Sometimes that's the worst abuse.
Right, because it never leaves.
Right. Do we need to take a break here or you want to continue?
We can take a break.
Okay, because somebody's going to get healed from what Oppici is saying. You know what? I was talking about how beautiful you are. And we think that you have just this free pass in life.
Right.
That nothing will happen to you because you're beautiful. But that is not the case. Life still happens and things still happen. And we have to know, I guess, what to do when we face with challenges. What did you do in spite? I want to just take a break for a moment because I want you to come back and we'll continue this. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Yeah.
GQ, the king of style, is having a door-busting sale. Suits, and more suits. 2 suits for $100. That's right, 2 suits for $100. Men's 2-piece outfits and linen outfits on sale. GQ is your headquarters for prom and wedding. All tuxedos, fancy, long tail, and solid tuxedos on sale. New church robes on sale. Wide selection of dress shoes like Stacey Adams, Majestic, Antonio Sorelli on sale. GQ also has a great selection of boots. Don't miss the door-busting sale at GQ.
Mr. Goldman loved his family a lot, didn't he, Dad?
He sure did.
That's why he had State Farm life insurance, like you. So his family never has to worry, right?
Mr. Goldman didn't have life insurance.
Why not?
He was just a goldfish.
Ignore him.
Call State Farm Agent Carol Perdue in Phoenix City today so your family won't have to worry about whether you have life insurance.
We put the life back in life insurance.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to continue our interview with Miss Oppici Grillo. Our emotions were running a bit high there when we were talking about change. And you know what? Change is, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. We all change. According to the word, the only thing that doesn't change is our Creator. But we all change, and we should change for the best. But in your case, you were dealing with a person who had lost his mom. What sort of relationship do you think he had with his mom?
Oh, they were very close.
So,
very.
In his grief, how did he really deal with the grief that you saw? What was he doing?
Didn't.
He didn't deal with the grief.
He held it in.
He held it in. For how long?
He's still holding it in.
So did he take those emotions and lash out against you?
Yes.
In what way did you say? I think you said verbal.
Verbally.
Which can be so detrimental because you know what? Women are emotional creatures. Men are too, but women are so much more emotional creatures. And you're right, those words, they sting us, you know, and no matter what happens in the relationship, we still remember, like you said, those words that someone said to us. Unless, you know what, in my own life, for example, I didn't have a whole lot of self-esteem. I didn't know who I was growing up. So I morphed into becoming what people said I was. So until I formed a relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I believed what other people said about me until I understood that I'm the head, not the tail. I'm above, not beneath. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's his word, and I believe that. So anything anybody else says cancels. It cancels what they say against me, because I believe the word of God. But sometimes the people we love so much do the most damage. You know, the person you're closer to do the most damage, you know.
Because you expect so much from that person and more that it devastates you.
How did you deal with the verbal? Did you share with anyone? Did you tell?
No, that I did not tell.
Why?
I would make it look like everything was peachy keen at home.
Right.
You know, for the public eye, the perfect picture.
Marriage.
Yeah, family.
Yeah.
But that just lets you know, you may look put together, you may look like you have everything going on, but you don't know what's going on with a person on their inside.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're sharing this story, because there could be someone watching who is where you were. What advice would you give some other young lady who's in a marriage and is being verbally abused?
What helped me is I started a journal. And my journal was a letter to God. And I would write to him every day. And I would pray for strength, strength to walk away. Because I've tried to walk away before, but, you know, he'll come back with sweet nothings and everything.
And the kind, loving, forgiving person
and
you are.
It's great for a week, and then it turns back to what it was a cycle.
It was a cycle.
It was a cycle, and so I was just done. It was an unhealthy environment. It got to be very unhealthy.
Were there children involved?
Yes, we have a little girl together.
Did she see any of that?
It was so much, I'm pretty sure. You know, we tried to hide it from her, but children are smart.
Yes, they are.
They know when something's wrong.
That's right. What was your breaking point? What made you say, okay, this is not right? As you say, this is gone from healthy to unhealthy. So what was your breaking point, and what did you do?
My breaking point is when I would get off work, go pick my child up, and avoid going home because I knew he was there.
Really?
I would drive by the house, and if I saw him there, I'll just keep going. I would go to my mom's, my sister's, to the mall. I would go do something else.
How long did you put up that charade?
Whew, it was a very long time because I was still trying to figure out what I was going to do. And then I'll start writing. I was in a store, and a lady prophesied to me, and she said, sweetie, nothing is not what it seems. Everything is not always what it seems to be. That's what it was. Everything is not always what it seems to be. All glitter is not all glitter. All that glitters is not gold.
Right. Something.
And I was like, oh, okay. What are you talking about?
What do you think she was saying to you? Did you understand her words though?
Not at the time, but you know, when you look back on things, you're like, wow.
So, with you keeping up this charade, no one knew you were hurting?
No, I did not let no one know.
What a cross. What a cross you must have carried. So
it was a lot of weight.
Yes.
It was a lot of weight, and I would break down, but always behind closed doors.
Right.
But
you know, being a woman, I'm compassionate, I'm sympathetic, and again, I think about I went through a failed marriage, and it's something you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. You agree, right?
Because when you get married, you're in it for the long haul. You're saying you're in this till death do us part.
Absolutely.
You're giving it your 100%. But when the other person's not giving 100%, the only thing that's 50-50 is a divorce, and that is your only option.
So when did you come to that choice or that decision?
When I was able to go to the lawyer without crying and breaking down.
We're gonna hold together right here too. I got you, because it's still an open wound for you. You're still healing from it. How long has it been?
2 years.
So it's still fresh.
I'm working. Oh, I'm a lot better. It made me love me more.
Really?
Yes. You have to love yourself. You have to acknowledge everything you went through. That's what made you you.
But you did love yourself. I think you did. But someone came along, and you know what? It's like, I tell young ladies sometimes, you know how boys sometimes play with toys and they take it apart because they want to figure out how the toy
and that's
works.
Exactly what it was.
And sometimes they grow up to be men to try to take women apart.
And that's what happened. Some men want to break you.
Yes. Yes.
You're a strong person, and some men or people in this world are not out. They're out to break you.
You didn't deserve that. I don't think any
Nobody
woman
does.
That's right. No woman deserves to be broken in spirit and mind and in your body.
And then
you deserve to be whole.
I was able to write in my journal every day, and I think it was for 3 months.
Okay.
And I accepted it, and I made the appointment, and the rest is history. I got through it.
Did you go through the divorce before you separated, or were you still living in the household with your husband?
As roommates.
I understand that.
Yes, as roommates.
Okay, go figure. So
Yes.
I understand that. Yes.
I mean, if we don't talk, it was a good day. Because
Really?
anytime we would speak, it would just bump heads. It was always words being exchanged. So we did almost a year as roommates, and then the other year.
A year as roommates.
Almost. It didn't make a year.
Okay, but that's
Something
still
had to be
a
done.
long time.
Yes.
So who decided, I'm all in your business, who decided to move out? You or he? Out of
It
your
wasn't a
home?
decision.
It wasn't a decision?
No, he had to leave.
He had to leave. How so? Can you give us a little bit of what happened?
Oh, we were living in my mom's house, so
Oh, okay. So mom wasn't having it. But when did you allow mom to know what was going on in your household?
when I told her I went to the lawyer and filed today.
I
Even
can only
she did not believe it.
imagine.
She did not believe it either.
You kept it, you hid it
Yes.
so well. What did your sister think?
Because
I'm
but
sure
they're
they
very
love
supportive.
you.
They're
They
very
probably
supportive. If
wanted
that's
to-
what you want to do, we stand behind you. So
They probably wanted to do some damage control there, you know, meaning that they
no,
love
I think
you.
they were
and-
finally. They always knew in the back of their head, and they were finally happy I woke up
Okay.
and walked away.
Where do you stand now? Because you are a survivor. You are such a survivor. Having gone through what you've gone through, and you could sit here and share your story with all of us. I commend you for that. It takes a strong person to be able to do that, to talk about, you know, what we went through. Because so many people are walking around in pain and misery, don't know what to do about it. So I'm so happy, I'm so grateful to you that you were able to come and probably heal someone. Because the Bible says that they are healed by the words of their testimony. Your testimony, you're using words to heal someone else's situation. So I'm so glad. And I know that God has some wonderful things for you in store. Sometimes things come into our lives so that we can know who He is, first of all.
Yes.
And to put us on a path that maybe we should be on. But where do you go from here? Would you ever give marriage a try again?
Yes, I will.
Really? You're optimistic
Yes.
about that?
Yes.
Very good. So what lessons did you learn about yourself?
You said learning who God was. Before this, I've always knew who God was, but I didn't have a close relationship with God.
Okay.
And while I was going through this, that is the only person that could help me through this,
Really?
is God.
Okay. Amen to that.
And He did it because I was able to walk away.
Yes, you were.
Yes, and feel good. And I had my head held high the whole while.
You should. You should. Wow.
I mean, we tried marriage counseling, but it was not successful.
Okay.
But
So
when
now
I turned
do you
to
have,
God, it worked.
Okay. Now do you have the peace that passes all understanding?
Yes, I'm awesome.
You're
great.
awesome. How do you feel about your ex-husband, though? What are your
I
feelings?
don't hate him. I mean,
Good.
no, I
That's
don't hate
pretty
him.
good.
It was a life lesson.
It is clearly his loss.
Oh yes, it's a life lesson. I've closed that chapter. I still see him from time to time because we share a child together, and I have no bad blood with him. I mean, I'm very.
You're very blessed.
Yes.
And again, thank you.
And I forgive him for everything. I mean,
Amazing. Now you can surely go on because
Yes.
you've forgiven. Have you forgiven yourself for putting yourself through it?
yes, that was first.
Okay. Okay. Very good. But again, Oppici, thank you for being here. That's our time.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
for
me.
sharing your story. Will you come back again so we can check on you? We know you're going to be fine, but will you come back again and
Anytime.
share with? thank you. And thank you guys for watching. I want to thank the creator and innovator of this great show. And as I always say, I pray you have sweet, sweet dreams, a big life, and peace of mind.